Hi, everyone. Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA today. As I announced not too long ago, we are going to make these videos a pretty regular thing beginning very soon. And tonight is our first interview. And I have, for those of you who don't know the face that I'm showing you today, the bright smile, the great personality that you're about to learn about, it is my honor to introduce to you the 2023 Student Athlete World Athlete of the Year, Tony Bradley. Tony, it is so good to see you again.
You too.
How's it going? How's your summer going? How have things been since I last saw you back in Germany?
Man, since you last saw me in Germany, I just been hanging out with my family, chilling with my family, just working on basketball, trying to stay healthy, trying to, maintain and get ready for college that's coming up this fall.
Yeah, well, definitely the best of luck with that. Great to hear that you're having a great summer and some backstory about Tony. And this was, as most of you know, who have followed along me or interviewed with us or simply gotten to know me a bit. This was my first year with Student Athlete World, my first tour. So I ran the United World Games tour this year. Had a chance to meet with Tony and his mother during the interview process, and knew right away that Tony was the perfect traveler for us. And boy, was I right. Um, we went from Tony Bradley being part of the Student Athlete World United World Games Tour to Student Athlete World being part of the Tony Bradley Tour. Tony was as close to a celebrity as you're going to get on one of our tours, and literally it was like day one, hey Tony, nice to meet you, and then all of a sudden, we're at a practice and a Chinese youth team comes onto the court. They were up after us, and there was Tony, the center of attention. And then Tony, if you were ever living in a shell, I think at Oktoberfest you came out of it because
Uh,
I was 1 second eating dinner, and they announced this dance troupe that came on, and I don't think Tony it was pre decided that you were going to be a part of this Bavarian dance troupe, but sure enough, there he was right in the middle of it. And then the band came on, and who was the support singer but Tony Bradley, and I think you're a better dancer than you were a singer, but I won't get too
yeah.
much into that. And then opening ceremonies, who was the first American to run up to the front in front of thousands of people? Oh, you got the wig. So Tony Bradley, Tony Kemp. So another little backstory is I decided to raid Party City right the day before I left. I'm like, you know what? I want to geek out some USA stuff a little bit, and I raided Party City, and I got the red, white, and blue wig, which I thought was for me. And then Tony, after just stealing the show at both our practices and stealing the show, certainly at the Oktoberfest, Tony was in a dance contest that I have the video, Tony. You won that thing, and I'm still
I,
bitter
yeah,
about
you know what? I'm gonna just let them have it for that one, but I knew I wanted it for sure. I'm gonna let them have it, but I knew I wanted it. I knew I
but
wanted it.
but there I was, and I decided to march with the American delegation. It was my first trip to United World Games. I'm like, I'm doing this myself. When am I ever going to be in front of thousands of people in a World Cup soccer stadium? And I think we're right in front of the bus, Tony, and you had nothing on but the T-shirt you're wearing right now. And I'm like, Tony, you can't go to opening ceremonies with all you've done without something special. So I want to give you my red, white, and blue wig. And there he was, wearing it. And if you don't believe me, just go on our Instagram. We put up a lot of Tony. The United World Games has since put up a lot of Tony, and I realized by the end of that tour that there are people all around the world right now whose lives were enriched because Tony Bradley was a part of it for a few days, and certainly mine as well. So Tony, congratulations on the award. And let me just ask you some more questions because a lot of our viewers will be people considering our tours or coaches considering working with us, or just people interested in our company in general. So, now that you've had some time pass since the tour ended, just talk about your experience with Student Athlete World USA, the tour, seeing the world with us, even like basketball and anything else about the trip that really stood out to you that really made it a special experience for you.
Man, first I want to say I'm honored, thankful. I'm thankful. I thank God for this opportunity. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank everybody that was a part of this trip for for help getting me to this point. This award wasn't just won by me, it was won by my teammates, it was won by you, Mr. Mike, anybody that was there. It was won by everybody. It's not just my award, it's everybody else's award. And I just want to say, I'm really thankful for this, and I'm really blessed and honored by God for this. But from day one, since we was in New York till I got back to New York, it was just amazing. It was amazing. My boy Steele, he was the first person I met, and we was in New York waiting around for hours trying to find out like what should we do, and he stood by me from the time we got to New York, from the time we left. He stood by me, and we helped each other out, and that's all it's about, just having someone that can help you. And when we finally got through the gate and got met our teammates, we met our teammates and our coaches, and from like that, we just all bonded and connected, and it was a family from day one. We connected so fast. We shared laughs and smiles, and we didn't even know each other for 24 hours. So that's all it's about, really. It's about just meeting new people, connecting, and just starting to get to know each other real fast. And because we're with each other for 10 days, no matter if we like it or not. So it was that point where we all got together, took pictures, took a smile. Cause my coach, he told us that we should take pictures and we should just make it memories, because this is a one in a lifetime experience. So that's what we did. And from the plane was real cramped up. I went from flying first class to flying, in a crunched up suite like this. So the plane had me crunched up, but being with my teammates, and it made it even better. It made it even better. That was actually my first time flying to Europe. I've lived in Korea before, so I've been a part of the Asian culture, but Europe was my first time. So I'm really blessed and thankful for that. It was very different, but it was something I like because I love different things. I love learning new things, being in new environments. So that was something good for me. As soon as we got over there, it was just the bonding just continued, and me and my teammates got closer and closer. Uh, from from the East and West. We met players from the East and the West, and we all just bonded together and just got real close together. Even though, in practice, we competed against each other, but we all just kept it smiles, and we all just kept it coming together. Let me see what else. Because it was
Oh,
a
you're
lot.
doing great.
There was a lot of great things. When we had on the bus, traveling because we had to travel a distance to get to practice. So I'm on a bus getting to practice. It felt good. It felt good, but I knew I shouldn't have went to sleep. And I went to sleep, and it was wrapped from there. When we got to the practice facility, though, well, we was in Germany first, right? We was in Germany, yeah, in Germany.
Yes.
When we started in Germany, we ended up going out to eat, and that was great. I had some great German food. I got to meet some ancient German people that they had the war. The day we went was they were celebrating a war that happened years ago, and
Hmm.
it was great seeing some ancient people and seeing people from way back then that fought in the war, and we just had a good time and experienced some real good German culture. And that wasn't my first time, but it was definitely not my last time, going to a German restaurant and experiencing that, because I have German friends. I love the German culture and the culture around that. We ate some good food. We bonded some even more. Went to the hotel room. My boy Ant was my roommate. We was bonding well, I met him there. So we bonded then, and then the next morning we was off to Austria. And Klagenfurt will always
Klagenfurt. What a
will
great
hold
city, huh?
wonderful city, wonderful people, wonderful city, wonderful culture, just wonderful everything. It will always hold a special place in my heart just because of the love that they gave us and the memories that I made there.
Love it.
And then the practice was great. We had some good practice, getting unrusty, but the teammates, we encouraged each other. We, clapped each other on when we was doing the drills. We kept the energy going. And as a leader, as myself, I'm trying to be a leader wherever I go. So without, I led the practice with my teammates. We all led each other. We were all leaders in one practice. And the leadership just continued to reign on throughout the whole trip, from the West and the East team. We all had leadership from both sides of the team. And when we practiced together, it was great basketball. And then after the games, we had the Chinese was watching us, actually. The Chinese team was watching us, and
How much fun did you have with those kids?
that was so much that warmed my heart because as a kid, I would always look up to older people.
Mhm.
As I played, I always tried to play against them and tried to, look up to them because I knew that I were where I wanted to be. And that warmed my heart a lot because I knew like in just it wasn't even 10 minutes, I don't think.
Mhm.
I made somebody's whole life. And
I
that
I gotta tell you, I took thousands of pictures on that tour. My favorite picture, and for those of you watching, go to our social media, go to Student Athlete W on Instagram. My favorite picture I took the entire tour was you playing keep away with the basketball. And that
yeah,
kid, that Chinese kid had to be like 6'7". Nah, he's probably 10 years old. He was just
yeah,
very short kid. And I remember like at first they were very shy about interacting with you guys. And then there you were right in the middle. And
yeah.
suddenly they were running all over the place. Well, what a great scene that was. That was just that's why I think why we exist, to bring cultures together, with sport being the mechanism. And I think you really embrace that, which is a big reason why you're our athlete of the year. And just a question that I need to know. I need to know the answer to this. Was it your plan to kind of take over the way that you did? Like when you went to Oktoberfest,
It's
was it
a
like, hey, if I have a chance to take this over, I'm gonna do it. Like how did that all even come about, especially Oktoberfest?
So I remember when we had our interview, I talked to you when I was with my mom. I told you like I'm all about positive energy. I love bringing positive energy into places that can light the room up. And no matter where I am, I always have a positive energy because I just love being in positive environments with good energy. So actually, after we got done with our interview, I told myself like this is gonna be the time where I can just shine and just shine my light because back home where I'm at, I'm known for having good energy, on the team, at school, anywhere. I'm known for having good energy. I'm real known for being a person that just loves to have fun and just has great energy. So it actually was my plan to take over.
I
And
love it.
it was because my teammates, I think they already knew that I was going to because when we had I think we had got done with practice and then we had went back to the hotel room, we was on the bus. I was just like, yeah, we finna have fun. Like we finna
Well, you
have fun.
certainly did.
Yes, sir. We finna have fun and we finna
and,
do it. We finna
and I
eat
had
good.
fun watching it, Tony. I knew, I was very nervous the first couple of days of the tour because again, this was a new experience for me. I'd done this as a coach, but new experience as kind of a director. And all I wanted was somebody to kind of loosen up everybody else because everyone's getting to know each other. And the Oktoberfest was, I think, our second night in Klagenfurt, if I'm right.
Yes, sir.
And I just needed someone to just bring it all together. And there you were.
Yes, sir.
And I that night at Oktoberfest, I could not get enough of that night. That was just tremendous. For me, that was actually my personal most memorable moment of the tour was
Yes,
that
sir.
Oktoberfest. But for you, Tony, if you had to pick a single highlight, one thing that you did, basketball, non-basketball, anything you did during the 10-day tour, what would it be?
It will most definitely be either the Oktoberfest or the parade we had. Uh
The opening ceremonies.
Yeah, the ceremony. That was by far one of the greatest things I've been a part of. As far as like me and my teammates, we all came together from the east and the west. We came together and we just had fun. That's all it's about. And we by far had the best walkout.
It was
Like,
awesome.
yeah,
I
we
was
had the
right with you. I was right behind you. So
yeah,
it was
we had,
tremendous. I agree with that.
even though we went for basketball, we also went for exploring the world and sharing culture. So sharing culture was my highlight because a lot of people, they copied us. They hopped on our wave and they started just turning up and having fun on the ceremony walk like we did. So that's what really got it going. And it was the whole stadium was rocking and rolling. I
It
felt
was
it.
awesome.
The energy in the stadium was there. It was rocking and rolling, and that was most definitely probably my favorite. Just the Oktoberfest, just dancing against the different cultures. I think it was Kenya. It was
Yep.
China.
China. Yep.
I think a few Austrians, and
Hmm.
then yeah, I think, and then it was us. It was US. That was by far one of the greatest things ever because it brought everything together, and it brought everybody together. Me singing, that was very fun. That was very fun. That also brought the crowd out and brought it
It
together.
did.
That's
It
that.
did.
It wasn't such a big room, but it was such a great. It was a decent sized room, but the energy just made it even bigger and better, and that's really all it was about for me.
I gotta tell you, for next year's Oktoberfest, you're big shoes to fill, my friend, because
Yeah, yes,
I
sir.
think that you have thousands of athletes from all over the world right now who remember Tony Bradley, and that was just
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
I love that experience. That was fantastic. But a big draw of the United World Games Tour, obviously visiting three countries. As
Yes,
you
sir.
mentioned, we landed in Germany. We spent a lot of time in Munich, and Munich was awesome. Klagenfurt, Austria, and the ride to Klagenfurt, like that is something I remember just wow, 5 hours on a bus that felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just the most beautiful views of the Austrian German Alps.
Wow.
The best bus ride I've ever been on. And then we went up to Venice, and then we also Venice, Italy. We visited Salzburg, Austria. Just really amazing spots. Like I was personally blown away, but I'm interested to hear from you. Was there a favorite place you visited from all the spots we went to? Is there a place like, wow, this was a place that stood out to me as my favorite?
Man, all of them were so lovely and beautiful, very beautiful sceneries. I took a lot of pictures, but my favorite one was by far. I call it Venice. My teammates are going to get up on me about it. I call it Venice, but Venice. I mean, that probably was beautiful. It was very beautiful because seeing it on TV, it's just like wow, like it's very, very beautiful. And then when you actually get there and see it in person, it's just like it just opens your eyes, and my eyes were just open the whole time, and it was great. It was a very nice, beautiful, beautiful area. The water was beautiful. The water was actually by far the best place for the water was probably Austria because the water comes from the Alps. I learned that the water comes from the Alps.
Yep.
From the Alps had snow on them, and that was the most clearest, beautiful. It was no more. It was just so beautiful, and it was just you could swim in it too. So it's like it's not a
Right.
lot of pretty water that you can swim in. You can swim in that water and just see right through it, and that was just so beautiful to me. But
But
Venice,
Venice was the spot. Venice, as you called it, Venice.
the
I
salt
loved
mine.
it there too.
Yeah, the salt mine
Um,
was beautiful. Yeah, it was the underground salt mine was beautiful, but Venice was
Venice was it.
your dream. Italy, because I ain't gonna take my plans yet. I'm gonna wait till after. But yeah, Venice was probably that was beautiful. It was very, very beautiful.
Awesome.
Very
I
lovely.
loved it there too. I'd never been there myself, so outstanding. And then we and the way I present our tours to our families is we try to make the tours authentic. Like we're not traveling halfway around the world, to eat a cheeseburger. We want our travelers trying local cuisine, trying something new, and that's part of the cultural exchange component of what we do. So in terms of the food, and I loved it. I don't think we had a bad meal over there, but is there something you tried that was new that you would, if you had a chance, and I see you licking your lips, so you're ready to go right now. But if you had a chance to eat it again, was there a dish or a meal that you had that you were like, yeah, I want to do this again?
Back home, I'm known for eating a lot. So anything I got to eat over there, I ate it. When we first got to Munich, I had German food was great. The German food was very, very great.
I
I
agree
tore
with
my
that.
plate off the frame. That was the first. I tore my plate off the frame. That was very, very good. Um, the games, the food like the United World Games, that was some good food. I don't know what it was, but
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of similar to home, but it wasn't home food if that made sense. It was, but
Yeah, of course.
it was very, very good food. It was some great food. I had the famous pizza in Italy, the original pizza in
Oh
Italy.
yeah.
That was great. And then the original spaghetti. That was by far that was great. And then we went to the salt mines. I ate some good I ate this fried loaded, kind of like a loaded fry basket, and they had this great sauce, and it was I would get that. And
I
then
heard about that. Yes, that looked really good. Yeah, you're making me hungry because I remember all this. It was awesome.
and you can't go wrong with the ice cream though. The ice cream that originated, it was great. It was the ice cream was man, it was some great ice cream. But one, I had a very, very good burger. I know they had Jack's Burger, a lot
Jack's
of our,
Burgers.
but I went to Tex-Mex. And shout out to Sherman, Mrs. Harris, and Jamel. We had went over there to Tex-Mex. We had a great burger, and it was a real good burger. It was
I did not get there. I need to know this for next year.
man, Tex-Mex is right from the hotel that we was at.
Yep.
Right or wrong, all you gotta do is put in the your maps. Tex-Mex had a really, really good it was, I think it was a cowboy burger. And a
Okay.
cowboy, I live in Texas, so you have to get the cowboy. And the burger was great. I took it to the hotel and I tore it off the frame. We all ate our food really good. And it was a very, very good burger. And I loved it so much.
Now, for those who are watching who have not toured with us, yes, Tony's describing a hamburger that was probably his favorite food on the trip. But I have to tell you, even though hamburger is an American food, like the Jack's Burger place that we brought up, it was the best cheeseburger I've ever eaten in my life. So it is not a bad thing that Tony and myself picked this as our favorite food
It
because
was
it wasn't like
legit.
a burger you get here.
That's
And the
legit.
bread, the buns were different. They're like thin but dense, and they held everything together. So it was still European food as far as I'm concerned because it was their take on a cheeseburger, and I couldn't agree more. Like I think about Jack's Burger to this day. I still have pictures on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm a
But
cook myself. I cannot make a burger like what I had there. So
that
I'm with
was
you 100%. Awesome. If you were speaking to potential travelers for Student Athlete World USA, the families who I'm interviewing and meeting with right now, or a family who's finishing up their application, scheduling interview, people, kind of where you were a year ago, where you knew you kind of wanted to do this, but you hadn't quite gotten locked in yet. What would your message be to them?
do it. Like Nike, just do it. Just do it. It was just a great, wonderful. It was a great, warming, and a wonderful, wonderful tour. Um, the tour, you're gonna learn a lot. It's all about learning new things in life, so you can tell it to other people, and you can bring it down, and you can maybe persuade someone to come back over. But I say do it. But not just because you're traveling the world, eating good food like we had, playing the sport you love. It's about just getting out and seeing new things and meeting new people. For me, it was meeting the people because I learned so much from each. We had 9 players on our team. I learned so much from every player from my team and from the West team and from the younger teams and from not just and just the teams all around, just all the organizations that were there in the different countries. I learned so much. So it's all about just getting out and just learning. I'm all about learning new things, trying new things, seeing new things, and being a part of new things because you never know when you might go back. When you might go back, you know what I'm saying? You already know a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all about just learning. And I say do it. It's a great learning experience, a great time away from home in the States. It's new, you know what I'm saying? It's new. It was new for me. It's probably gonna be new for a lot of the people that's joining. So if you're touring, if you're doing your application, fill it out in a hurry, get your interview in and do it because you don't want to miss this tour. This tour was
Love it.
great. It was great. It
I
was lively.
I agree with you, and I'm so glad you did it. And is there any chance to do it with us again?
Most definitely. If I work everything right with school and I guess got some good time for I can do it, I'm doing it. I would do it again, and I would do it 1,000 times more.
I love it. Well, let me be the first to say you are most certainly invited back.
Yes, sir.
And if you only had one leg and couldn't play basketball anymore, it still want you back.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, obviously, we hope that doesn't happen, but
Yes, sir.
you really made a difference, and it's something that I really appreciate. And again, I'm proud of you for being our athlete of the year. Again, it was my first tour, and you made it unforgettable. And I'll never forget you, Tony. I hope we have a chance to travel again together. But it was really special, and just talk about your future plans and are you going to college, what you have lined up, and what does the future look like for Tony Bradley?
So the future looks like for me. So actually next week, Wednesday, I leave off to college and I'm going to a 2-year college. Some things didn't work out with the college team. So as far as the coaching staff getting switched and recruitment changed up. And so now I'm just taking like what is a gap year. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
say a gap year. And I'm starting to learn that that's actually fine. Like taking a gap year to actually
Of
develop and work on
course, yes.
yourself. That's fine because a lot of people say I'm a good player, but I'm not the player I want to be yet, and I know I'm not going to get there that soon. So this gap year will really help me. And focusing on school and just focusing on just getting my degrees. I'm all about school. I'm part of the National Honor Society. I'm real big on grades. My
Awesome.
mom big on grades, so her and my dad pushed me a lot to get my grades, and I'm really thankful for have parents that push me to be a good athlete and to have a good grade and be a good kid. That I'm a good young man. What I say, a good young man. But my plans is I'm gonna go to this 2-year. work out, see what I can get. I want to go. I really want to graduate college. I want to graduate college, play college basketball, no matter where I'm at. I'm just looking for a home that's gonna give me a chance and opportunity because I'm all about. I want to make a big. I know I'm gonna make a big impact wherever I go. So I just want to make a big impact on wherever I go. I plan to graduate, play college basketball potentially, and I want to potentially go back overseas and make an impact in another country. I want to make an impact in wherever I go, no matter if it's Asia, Europe, anywhere, South America, South America, anywhere. I want to make a big impact in another country because that's all I'm about. And then I want to be a business owner. I want to own my own business for young people, because a lot of young people don't get chances and opportunities. I'm all about chance and opportunities because coming up, I didn't get many. So I want to be able to give back to people that don't get many chances, opportunities that do like, hair, tattoos, cut hair, everything. I just want to give young people a chance to grow, and expand their work because a lot of people have some great work. It's a lot of people, not just sports wise, because the East team has some great players. The West team, we have some great players, some really, really good, talented players. But as far as like other hobbies, like a lot of people cut hair, a lot of people do a lot of things. I want to give those people chances to, expand and just blow up and just get that chance to be seen and get that recognition that they deserve because a lot of us work hard and we don't get the recognition that we deserve. And I want to do that for people, not just in my hometown, but all over the world. I want to be an international businessman. I want to just help people in other countries, my country, and just everywhere.
I
That's all
love
I'm
it.
about.
Well, we certainly, and look, from what I've seen of you, you're only going to be successful in anything you do, and you just keep being you because you came to us as just this unique, amazing kid, and honestly, you did a great job on the court too. I think we undersold the basketball part of things for this award, but you were an amazing member of that team. That was a solid team.
Yes,
You
sir.
just did it all right, and I hope I have more Tony Bradleys on every tour that I do for Student Athlete World USA.
Bet.
Tony, this has been so amazing catching up. I really appreciate you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in college next week. Certainly keep in touch with us, and you're invited to tour with us any tour you want. Just let us know. We'd love to have you back. I wish you had triplets and could bring them all with us because you
All
were
right,
just
yeah, yes, sir.
awesome. And to our friends watching, our fans, our families, our prospective athletes, hopefully you've had a great glimpse tonight into what we do and how we do it, how we could change your life and change your world like we did with Tony and Tony did with us. And again, something I say all the time on our tours. You're invited to join us. There's only one way to do it. Go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, pack your bags. This is the coolest thing you're ever going to do. Tony Bradley, thank you so much. And again, best of
Well,
luck to you. And we will definitely
uh,
talk soon.
I just wanted to shout out to everybody, that was on the trip. Just shout out
Please.
everybody that was there. As far as the coaches, great coaches, phenomenal coaching staff. If you want to tour next year, you're gonna have a great coach, and you build up relationships for a lifetime. I want to thank my teammates. I want to thank Europe. I want to thank Europe for Austria, Klagenfurt, now the World Games for having me, allowing me to do just bring energy to a room. I just want to thank the other organizations that was there, the great competition. We have some really good competition. And as far as Stuttgart, PhD Hoops, the other, foreign countries, I just want to thank them for giving us great competition and playing as real, being real coach teams. Those are really good coach teams, really great coaches. They have some good people on that side over there. I just want to thank them for giving us great competition. And I just, want to thank my family, but I also just want to thank, my friends, back home helping me be me, bringing my character out, allowing me to be me, my people in the shiners. But I just want to thank God the most because none of this would be possible without God. And like I said, this award is not just for me. This is for the whole organization. So I share this award with you, Mr. Mike, and
Thank
everybody.
you.
I thank everybody.
I love it.
And
Tony, I
I just
can't get enough of you, my friend. You've been great. And again, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations again. And best of luck to you. And we'll talk soon. And to everyone watching, we'll talk soon as well. You'll have a great night. Thanks, Tony.
blessings.